Welcome to another edition of Fastcast. On this episode, we will talk about creating the technical narrative portion of your SBIR or STTR proposal, and some tips and tricks for managing that process.
In today's cast, we will talk about the process for creating your technical narrative, some items to be aware of, the focus and frame for your narrative, and some general tips and tricks for getting through this portion of your proposal. As mentioned before, 12 federal agencies or departments participate in the SBIR program, and 5 participate in the STTR program. Though these are umbrella programs, individual agencies have different priorities, funding levels, and requirements for their individual SBIR and STTR programs. For simplicity's sake, it's better to think of it like 12 different SBIR programs and 5 different STTR programs. That being said, though, there are some commonalities across all the programs, such as generating technical information to describe the anticipated project and its benefits. Many of the SBIR or STTR proposal packages will carry a section entitled Technical Narrative or Project Narrative. HHS is a little different in that their section is entitled Research Strategy, but the basic principle remains the same. Generally, a technical narrative will cover key information about your innovative idea in enough detail that a reviewer can grasp how the idea works, why it is innovative, and what the commercial potential is for your future product or service. This is an increasingly large component of SBIR and STTR proposals. For contracting agencies, your end customer will still be the contracting entity, such as DoD, NASA, DHS, others. For granting agencies, you should have a fairly firm idea of who is your ultimate end user, initial market data for your intended product or service, your competitors, and your distribution or pricing models. While you do not need to have concrete data in hand, you should be able to concisely describe a general picture of how you will be selling this item in the future. The key aspect of your technical narrative, though, and what should be the overall driving force, will be the technical content of the proposal. You will need to provide details in a few areas to convince reviewers that you understand the problem or opportunity you are describing, the current state of the research, key objectives that will need to be accomplished during each phase, the work plan to ensure successful completion of the project, and the next steps to further the commercial potential of the idea. One of the most important factors when creating your technical content is to make sure you are writing in a technical manner. While you don't want to overwhelm the audience with useless jargon and a bevy of acronyms, you should write as if you are speaking to research experts. The caveat to this, you will want to refrain from using a lot of complicated and focused language that would only be recognizable to an expert within a very specific domain of research, as there is no guarantee the reviewer will have expertise within that particular field. For example, if you are designing a new water filtration system for use in a combat environment, while the warfighter is on the move, you would be expected to put in particular language towards deployment struggles with logistics and the issues with increasing pack weight when you do that for a warfighter. However, you would want to refrain from putting in very specific language on how a membrane system with a 0.1 nanometer mesh filter would substrain a particular mineral that has a caustic reaction with human tissue. In essence, you must write to the particular audience that will be reading your technical narrative. This can be a tough tightrope to walk for many innovators. If you need guidance on creating your technical narrative, particular items to include in your technical narrative, or how to frame the language of your technical narrative, please contact NMFast staff.